Check.
Yeah, there you go.
Check.
Checking. You look so professional. I look like I'm some scrub.
Check.
Hopefully this works.
Welcome to the Interrupting Podcast. And now, here are Blindee and The Beard.
The Interrupting Podcast is recorded in front of a live studio audience. Did that work? Did you hear that?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I found all these laugh tracks.
That's perfect. We need to do that all the time now. That'll help break the monotony, I guess, of us being boring.
If we have a really bad segment, we'll just start doing laugh tracks.
Just a
Well,
laugh. Hey, it worked for plenty of other sitcoms.
instead of crickets.
Yeah.
Oh, so I also have an ad spot. Here we go. Let me do that. I've used some hard words in this, so words are hard. All right. The Interrupting Podcast is this. Ugh, I can't. This is a difficult word. Subsidiary. It's, the Interrupting Podcast is this. I can't do it. Subsidiary. I could just say brought to you. That'd probably be better. The Interrupting Podcast is brought.
Yeah. The interrupting broadcast. We're like the worst radio people ever.
No, we are. Well, hey, we've got video now, so people can see.
What are we doing?
But, so check this out. It's an ad. Because I think I came up with a good slogan. The Interrupting Podcast is brought to you by Beard Enterprises, LLC. Beard Enterprises will stream your face off. Is that pretty good? Like that? Yeah.
I mean, that's all right.
It's not great. Now that I said it out loud, it's not the best. All right. Well, moving along.
There we go.
Oh, thanks, guys.
Perfect.
So that was good. Audience is always so supportive. Okay, so we're starting today our movie series. This is, well, it was planned to be like 4 episodes, but who knows? We talk a lot and may run long. Dude, I just noticed the office background. I was like, is that where he was?
So perfect. And the
great.
funny thing is my microphone is kind of picking it up half the time. So it just like disappears in like half my face.
Oh, that's great. I like it. Was that just standard? Did you have to get that?
No, you can
found just, like, a
you can
picture?
pretty much
Oh.
do any picture. See,
I don't think my computer does
watch.
any of that.
Watch this.
Oh, dude. Nice.
And then I'm in space.
Oh, go back in. It's not good. You'd be dead.
Yeah, I would be.
Dude, this is kind of neat.
See, I can be on a beach.
Yeah. I saw that one. I seen it.
You seen it.
I don't think I
Northern
can.
Lights.
Oh, dude. It's an Aurora Borealis.
I'm really small. I'm in the grass.
You done shrunk the kids.
Tommy's
Rick
over here
Moranis.
looking at me like I'm on drugs.
Rick Moranis, I guess he's coming out of retirement.
Yeah, I've heard about that. I think that's awesome. He quit because of his kids.
Which is like really cool.
A complete boss move.
Yeah, it is.
Plus, he was the best. He was the best Ghostbuster.
Oh, he was so promising. Are we gonna get sued by Fanta or whatever
Probably.
you're drinking.
This is Kroger seltzer water. Kroger, if you're out there and you want to get on a very small podcast, just sponsor us. We'll take whatever you can give us.
Yeah,
You
well,
want to give us?
honestly, it'll increase your fan awareness by like -4%,
You want
probably.
to give us free beef jerky for life? Something that'd be
Dude,
cool.
that would be sweet. But Natalie'd probably move out of the house because I love beef jerky, and you know.
What, you'd like kick her out and replace her with beef
No,
jerky?
no, she was. Well, now that you say that, no, she just hates the smell of it. Like when we are in the car, because it's one of the healthiest things you can get on a road trip. It's like,
It's complete road trip food.
yeah, it's road trip food, but it's also like if you look at like I think calories or whatever, it's like one of the healthier things that you can get. But she rolls down like all the windows when I'm eating it. So
Wow,
I try to
I
make
don't think
sure-
I've ever known anybody that hates the smell of beef jerky.
yeah, she can't take it. I could kind of see like not being able to take it. So well,
Are you
okay,
sure she doesn't just hate the smell of you?
it could be. I just make sure to get a lot like stuck in my teeth so I can be like for the rest of the trip.
Yeah.
So that's the only noise she likes more than the smell of beef jerky. Yeah, dude, it's so cool that you're in the office.
Yeah, I know.
You're a little tiny.
I do this so I can actually feel like I'm out somewhere.
I did movie background. Well, I mean, technically that's a book background. This one's
Yeah.
a movie. Harry Potter's great. They're both great. Okay, so we're doing this movie series, and so today's show is all about like what makes an actor good or bad, and then let's hate on some actors. Is really what I'm getting
Perfect.
from what our writers gave us.
There are a lot of terrible actors, though, and there's a lot of really great ones, which is I like to watch really bad movies.
I do too.
Really bad actors sometimes, maybe not all the time.
I always watch movies for like I like bad movies because especially bad sci-fi or bad horror movies. They're fantastic, but I don't know. It's never like the acting. Sometimes I feel like there's great actors and like awful movies, and the people will never like they got their break and they just chose the wrong path. Like their agent was terrible.
Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, he played the
'cause
shiny
he
vampire in Twilight.
That is not how vampires work. But yeah, he was going to give up on acting. I can't remember if it was before Harry Potter or after.
It was after. Twilight came after.
Yeah.
He was like, I mean, I think it was Cedric Diggory who he played, and it. So he was gonna like quit. He was like, I'm done. And then Harry Potter, whoever was doing casting, was like, hey, we'll give you a little tiny part. And he was like, yeah. And then he got Twilight, and it was like he blew up overnight because all the,
he did, but now he's that
teenage
shiny
girls were
vampire.
going, ooh, and now everybody sees him as that shiny vampire.
He's not getting out of that.
Except he's a really pretty good actor.
Yeah.
If you've seen him in anything else, but he's always going to be stuck in, everybody seeing him as the
another Twilight book or a new one's coming out or something, or a movie, something like that. So maybe he'll get his break again.
Maybe.
So, yeah.
Or maybe not.
Yeah. See, the thing with I was thinking of like bad actors because next episode we're going to talk about like bad directors. So I was trying to stay away from people, especially because I think one of our big topics for that is definitely going to be George Lucas and all the careers that he's ruined. But I was thinking of who's actually a bad actor, because it'd be easier for me to go to like Nicolas Cage because I don't really like him, but I've watched all of his movies because I guess I do like him somehow. Like he's
I'm gonna steal the Declaration of Independence.
He's awfully good, I guess.
Yeah.
Is that? I mean, I'm so excited about Tiger King. Like, I think he has no business playing him, and I really want to like cast Tiger King with you, because I was thinking Carol Baskins. Totally get Drew Barrymore in there to play Carol Baskins. And I think the boyfriend with like the teeth, all the tats, Steve-O.
Steve-O.
Yeah, why not?
Or you could do Johnny Knoxville.
Gosh, He could be the other one. So I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm excited about that whole movie. So,
Well, see, I think the problem with Nicolas Cage is not that he's a bad actor. It's that he has a severe gambling problem, and he just says yes to everything. So he's like Jim Carrey, yes man. He just hey, you want to be in this movie? Yes, I'll be in that movie. Oh, sorry. Yes, I'll be in that movie. And then he's just in it.
Just right on.
There's
yeah,
like, what was that Bangkok Dangerous that he was in?
Mm.
Horrible movie. I mean, basically after Con Air, he was pretty much done.
I thought he was done
or Stolen
progressively throughout Con Air. Like I thought that was like his career just kind of ending, but
yeah,
I don't know. But he's still like, and he's doing like all these deals with like Netflix and stuff. So he's got like all these movies coming out. I don't feel like more of Nicolas Cage is better, but well,
he just says yes to everything. So any scripts anybody sends him, he's going to be in it.
Yeah, he probably didn't even read them. But like Christopher Walken does that too.
Maybe he can't read.
He gets away. Maybe he can't. He gets away with it though. Like, but even like, okay, so Nicolas Cage, I could look at him and say, this was not a good performance for Nicolas Cage. And then say, okay, this was a really great performance for Nicolas Cage. Not that his acting's like ever, I feel it's like ever super great, but like, okay, comparing Nicolas Cage in Ghost Rider to like any other Nicolas Cage movie, Ghost Rider was awful. Like the plot, the movie, all the graphics, like all of it was just horrendous.
Yeah, they pretty much ruined a character there.
Yeah, they could have had a huge franchise, but like he just couldn't pull that off. I don't know. But I don't think he's what ruined it. I think the movie was just terrible in itself. I couldn't even get through it.
Again, it could be that he just says yes to everything.
It could be.
If he was more selective, he would be in more things like Matchstick Men.
Yeah.
Or Face Off. Or
Face Off was good. And he was actually good in that.
Is it Family Man? I think that was another one.
Yeah.
That was.
Well, he had Leaving. Was it Leaving Las Vegas?
Yeah. Yeah, he was in that.
But I
don't think I've ever seen that one though.
I haven't either, actually. I heard it was like super depressing, so I didn't want to go see it because it just.
Yeah, well, that guy's like stories are just kind of depressing anyway. He was a huge drug addict, I think.
Yeah. So I was trying to think of like, okay, what would be a bad actor? Because when I was thinking of like, what's a good actor, I think of guys like, okay, I'll bring him up, but I know we're not supposed to talk about him, but like Kevin Spacey, aside from all of the awfulness of like the person of Kevin Spacey, like he was pretty, you could give him a role and he could play it. Like, I mean, you could see that in like House of Cards and, American Beauty, like all that stuff. What was it? The Usual Suspects. Like those were like all different roles. Like a Tom Hanks, he's pretty versatile. He can play whatever.
Although I think Tom Hanks is limited though, because I don't think people liked him as Mr. Rogers all that much. Because of his Tom Hanks-ness.
Yeah. But well, I could see that. But then I look at I look at roles like Castaway. Like that was really good. Like he was good in that. So then like what define, I feel like John Travolta's a really versatile actor. Of course, after like his career went downhill after Scientology, the movie.
Well, he's pretty much lunatic. I mean, he's a lunatic.
Yeah.
He's Battlefield Earth. That kind of thing was very bad.
Yeah, it wasn't good. And then I had another one like on the tip of my tongue of someone who's like just phenomenal.
Joaquin Phoenix is pretty good.
He is.
Gary Oldman.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
Gary Oldman's one of those kind of like really underrated kind of people that slips under the radar. I don't think he's even won an Oscar for anything. Not that Oscars are really that important. They're basically.
Pacino hadn't. Has he won one yet? Or Martin Scorsese? Like, wasn't it him that hadn't won something for like ever?
Like
it was like forever, but he might have by now. Yeah.
DiCaprio has been around for a long time and hadn't won an Oscar or any kind of really. I don't think
Yeah.
he's won an Oscar.
He's pretty versatile, and because I was trying to think of like really good actors that I like, but like I feel like Jack Nicholson is always kind of the same kind of role of stuff that he's been in different stuff and he's had different roles, but his acting is the same. It's like Jeff Goldblum. I love him.
Yeah.
But he's him in every movie. And
Yeah, it's
like,
basically just they should just basically make Jeff Goldblum himself in every movie.
yeah, oh, that's what he is. Like every movie I've seen of him, he's just like, oh, it's just Jeff Goldblum being Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
Who else? Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson are like that. Like they're the same
Wow.
guys. Yeah, wow.
Wow.
We've got Neville saying that. It's pretty awesome.
Wow.
But
We've
yeah,
got Harvey telling everybody that they're a poop nugget. So
nice.
Just
That's fantastic.
Just one up you there.
Yeah, you did. That's great. I'll step up my game. That's funny. Vince Vaughn, like I will watch any movie he's in because he's like, I think he's a really good actor and he's hilarious, but he always plays the same guy. And like, okay, The Rock, always like tough, funny guy, no matter what he's in. So
being a gigantic dude, there's only a few things that you can play. And
yeah,
it's like action star. You can't really be, I feel like that's kind of limits you when you go to pick roles, is that if you're giant and you're like, that's who you are and that's totally fine to be.
yeah.
You kind of are limited to the types of roles you can play.
Yeah, I mean, like Chris Pratt's really good, but even in Avengers, he was like, well, that's just Andy from Parks and Rec. So I don't know. So I was trying to think of like, well, what would be just an awful actor? Because there's so many like the good ones that we talked about that could be in any role. Like, okay, top that can be in any role, like Jim Carrey. I think he's like versatile and flexible enough that he could probably get away with like any role because he's done serious movies.
Yeah, which
that are like really good.
Yeah,
and
like
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yeah, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Yeah,
was, of course, that was a really bizarre movie anyway, but it really changed the way I saw Jim Carrey as being, the rubber face kind of slapstick comedian.
Yeah,
and I think it's kind of like Robin Williams. Oh, R.I.P.
Yeah, Robin Williams was
But he went from being like a crazy funny guy to being really good at serious roles.
Yeah,
and I think clearly with a lot of pain, funny people tend to have a lot of pain in them, and so it contributes to being able to play those kinds of things.
Yeah, Robin Williams was pretty like, I felt like he always had his like hyperness in all of his roles, like his comedic stuff.
Yeah.
But I felt like he was like versatile enough to like be able to stick within that defined role without like being too Robin Williams.
Yeah, like Patch Adams.
Yeah. And if you look at like Mrs. Doubtfire, that was pretty like that was pretty subdued for his comedy. It was hilarious, but it was like if you watch Robin Williams stand up, it's like I don't even get his stand up because it's like, he's just sweating and it's all over the place.
Of course, he was really good at improv, and just really firing off topics like really fast.
Mm-hmm. I was pretty convinced that like he didn't write anything. Like of stand-up comedians that I've seen, like the people that I don't think ever wrote anything down. I think Zach Galifianakis, live at the Purple Onion, I don't think he even planned that show at all, except for the end. Like there's a choreographed end, but the rest of it, it's like this guy just like he just showed up and started talking.
Have you seen that they put out a Between Two Ferns movie?
Yes, I watched it. It is phenomenal. It is.
I haven't ever watched Between Two Ferns because I was like, that seems like a very limited topic. It's basically Zach Galifianakis being awkward with.
Oh yeah, he just insults every one of his guests, but they're great. And yeah, he had like a lot of random people on the movie or whatever, and Will Ferrell's in it. And it was actually pretty amusing.
Yeah.
So I didn't expect it to be as good as it was, but Zach Galifianakis, you get what you get.
Oh, Adam
Um,
Sandler. Have you seen any of the serious Adam Sandler movies,
so
like
I've had
Spanglish or?
no, I've had
Um,
the Cobbler on my list for a while. Um, and I wanted to watch it, but like I've caught a few like scenes or whatever from different serious movies he's in. And I don't know if he can. Well, okay, what was that one 9/11? Because that one was really good. He was like he had a serious role in that. Oh gosh, it was like he was a survivor from 9/11, but his family had died, and he like kept redoing his kitchen. Um,
uh,
Q from Star Trek was in it. I don't know if that helps at all, but it was and Don Cheadle. I want to say Don Cheadle. Sure, why not? Don Cheadle's in like every movie.
oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I really don't remember what that was.
But that was a good, like a really good movie, and I felt like it was like showed that Adam Sandler can do stuff like that. But like look at it, like how many actors are just like, I'm gonna go like crazy independent, and like the
Yeah.
movies that they pick are weird. It's like, why did you do that? That wasn't good at all.
Well, the thing about Adam Sandler is that he went from being like Billy Madison,
Yeah,
goofy, like college frat boy kind of thing, to
yeah.
kids movies mostly,
It was,
and
yeah,
then some kind of fringe comedies, and
yeah.
then a serious role like what Uncut Gems.
Yeah.
Like supposedly, I haven't seen that yet, and supposedly it's pretty good.
I don't doubt. Like, I feel like he could pull it off. Um, but I mean, but you know, you look at like his roles of like what was limited because yeah, he had what the few like the big ones were, you know, Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, Mr. Deeds, and Big Daddy probably. Like in all of those, he was a dude that had an anger problem. Like
Yeah.
it made me worry about him in general. So,
But what
so
about You Don't Mess with the Zohan?
oh,
That's pretty
dude,
bad.
that movie it was pretty bad, but it's actually pretty funny. I'll give him that one. I only saw it once, but I think like Dave Matthews was the funniest part of that movie. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Dave Matthews is one of those guys like you don't expect to be a good actor, but he is.
Well, he probably just plays himself mostly.
Yeah. So like yeah, okay, like another actor you could say is pretty decent, or is good, and he's been in like phenomenal movies, but he needs to retire. Is Sylvester Stallone because like
Ugh.
he's he's not giving up on any of like the '90s style action movie. Like he is in it. He's gonna wear a beret like in all his movies, and he's the last guy that can do whatever he's doing, but he needs the help of like Arnold Schwarzenegger and you know washed up. That is literally was Escape Room 2. Very good. He just recited the whole movie. So that was really good. So I was
They
trying to
basically
think.
just make noises. I mean, they don't really talk, do they?
No, it's just a lot of noises. I don't know. Stallone, it's just I'm impressed that he's as jacked as he is for 97 or however old he is.
That'd be
But he needs to,
steroids.
needs to hang him up. De Niro's kind of in that same boat where it's like he just, you know, I'm trying to think if he's played like different roles. Maybe in Jackie Brown he was kind of a different role. But I don't know.
Sam Jackson is just that.
He just yells
Yeah,
a lot.
and
So,
says bad words.
yeah.
I don't think
Pretty
we can
much.
actually. I don't think we can actually quote anything from a movie he's been in.
No, we can't. You know, if you ever want a good time, watch the like made for TV Snakes on a Plane. It is the best. I'm sick of these Monday to Friday snakes. So, so I'm sorry for saying that for any children watching. Okay, so I came down to like really terrible actor of who I think is just awful, despite directing Hayden Christensen. I think is
he
just
was
an
really
awful.
bad as Anakin.
he was just really bad as a character. Because I thought about those movies, and we'll talk about that more in the next episode. But like, yeah, you didn't have any direction from George Lucas, but like
He
other
was too busy
actors,
counting his money.
yeah, other actors still managed like to make it.
Yeah.
You know, like Ewan McGregor was fine. Like he had the same lack of direction that you did.
In fact, isn't he coming back as? He's coming back as Obi-Wan, isn't he? At some point.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they're doing like an Obi-Wan. They were supposed to do an Obi-Wan movie, but I don't know who they were going to cast in that.
Yeah, like an origin of Obi-Wan kind of thing.
But I don't know, for whatever reason, Disney was like, "Whoa, hold up! Why should we keep making money?" Which is odd for Disney.
Well, the what's his name? The first guy that played Obi-Wan hated Star Wars. He hated. Yeah, he didn't like it at all.
Well,
He was like a
it's not
classically trained actor, and he was just not in it. He was not into it. I wonder if that's why they killed him off so early in
Maybe.
the series.
I don't know. It's not like his scenes were that impressive anyway. He didn't fight or anything.
I mean, he kind of did. He had a really lame lightsaber fight with Darth Vader.
Yeah, the up down dead. That was a good one.
there was a thing on Facebook, like a fan made thing that was way better than anything from that movie.
Yeah, it was funny about the Star Wars movies because it was just like you'd have these old, like, it was like, wait, so they used to be really good at fighting and then they got terrible, is like how the timeline went. Because you look at like, and not even in the trilogies, any of the trilogies, like the Darth Vader scene at the end of like Rogue One. Was it the end of, yeah, it was the end of Rogue One. I mean, like, was jaw-droppingly awesome. It was like, dude, that's who Darth Vader would be. But then, you know, I don't know.
I think the real big problem with the Star Wars franchise, and I guess we should stop talking about this because we're going to talk about it next episode, is that
Here's a hint: Star Wars next time.
Yeah, they were so spaced out, and the technologies used were so different that they don't seem to connect with each other.
No.
Every series of 3 seems like a completely different story altogether, even though it is the saga of 9, but the 9 don't seem to.
Well, it's about to be a saga of more, because they just said that they're coming out with a new trilogy soon.
Well, they supposedly are ending the Skywalker saga, which is fantastic if you ask me.
Yeah,
because it gets all the people who are so entrenched in the story of the Skywalker series. It gives them a different way to. Maybe they'll probably still complain, but
I mean, it also gives them like a totally new direction, because I'm thinking hopefully it's going to be like in the past, like obviously, because there's not really much they can do like moving forward. Some Jedi were coming out anyway. We'll talk about it next show. But
do you think Weird Al would sue us if we used his song?
Which one?
The long time ago.
He's probably like, he seems cool. He seems like a guy we could just email and ask permission. So he's just a contractor with or an architect with a what is this thing that he plays? I don't know.
Accordion?
Yeah, the accordion.
This old squeeze box.
The old squeezer. Yeah.
Not to name drop or anything, but my dad went to college with Weird Al.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
They probably didn't even know each other. I mean, I'm sure.
Well, that's funny, because what did your dad go to school for? Because didn't he go for like building, construction?
No, it was I forget what exactly it's the specific degree he went for, but it's something to do with printing.
Oh, and bad puns.
I'm sure.
Yeah. I'm sure he'd have a pun for that.
Yeah.
Dude.
He probably pressed for him. Because
Oh,
the printing press. No. Okay.
Printing presses are actually cool. Have you ever seen like a newspaper like getting made?
Yeah, they like spin out really fast.
They do, yeah. They put like this huge machine and stuff. It's pretty neat.
So speaking of bad actors.
Yeah. What?
Hulk Hogan.
Oh, I could see it. Yeah.
Mr. Mom.
He hasn't had much of a chance. I mean, he had what? Mr. Mom, and that was it? Was he in any other movies?
There was a really bad one that I was thinking of, but I can't remember the name of it. I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, he's a bad actor.
Me.
Well, all right, and this isn't political at all, but like Donald Trump, actually, we were watching Little Rascals this morning, and he was in that as one of the kids' dads, and I was like, he's not very good either. Like
Well, he helped. He helped in not Home Improvement. Gosh,
Home Alone 2.
Home Alone 2. He helped him find his way. So
No, that's that is true. I'm not saying his roles are bad. I'm just saying he's not. If we're thinking of like actors that aren't really great, but okay, think of the guys we used to like back in the day, like in the 90s, who were the thing. What's his name? Jean-Claude Van Damme. Not a good actor. Like he could just do really cool moves. And
he was a dancer.
Well, yeah, he had but he had really cool movies, and he was jacked. And who's that other dude? He went nuts now.
There's plenty of people who went nuts.
Seagal. Steven Seagal. Horrible actor.
He lives in Memphis.
But no one broke his shoulder like that guy. Like he would break an elbow in like every movie, and he had the corniest one-liners, but his movies were phenomenal because it was just like, dude, the guy has a razor blade in his credit card. Still my favorite. Do you take cash or credit? And then he gets his credit card razor blade out because why not?
I mean, hey, that makes complete sense.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, what are you gonna do?
I'm trying to find that movie that he was in. It was in the 80s. Oh my gosh, he was a wrestler in the 70s?
Oh, Hogan?
Yeah, golly.
Wait, no. So wait.
WWF Championship Wrestling, 1979.
He was in. Wait, you said Mr. Mom, right?
Yeah, Mr. Mom, I think he was in Mr. Mom, Mr. Nanny.
I think it was
That's
Mr.
what
Mom.
I'm thinking of. Well, I just saw that Mr. Nanny on here.
Oh.
I'm trying to think of this one thing that
was he in
he it has something to do with Santa.
That was Tim Allen.
No, he like disguised himself as Santa, or maybe he lost his memory and he thought he was Santa.
Isn't that Miracle on whatever street? That's that's like a Christmas movie.
I feel like I'm making this up.
Santa was in a gang war and he forgot who he was.
Yeah,
it all came back to him.
Maybe I hit my head and I think I'm Santa.
Was that Ernest Ruins Christmas?
Oh my gosh. Ernest P. Worrell.
Know what I mean?
Well, the thing is that that was like I know he was in other movies, but the only thing anybody really knows him from is the Ernest movies.
Oh no, that guy. Well, I know.
By the way, John Cena needs to bring back Ernest P. Worrell.
He could do that.
What? Look at John Cena and tell me he doesn't look like Ernest.
Yeah, I don't think John Cena's got a huge acting career ahead of him either. Like he's really popular, but he's just like kind of going to go the way of The Rock. But again, The Rock is super entertaining, but it's just as a beefy muscle guy. Like even in Moana, he was beefy, funny muscle guy. Like
muscle guy.
Yeah, he doesn't have to stray too far.
Whoa, was it this? Oh, wow. How did I not remember the title of this? It's the title of the movie where he hits his head and believes he's Santa. It's called Santa with Muscles. The name of the movie is Santa with Muscles.
I can already tell that was like straight to VHS back in its day.
Yeah, that's bad. Mila Kunis was in it.
Was she like 2?
I don't know. This was in 96.
Oh, 96. Okay. So I was thinking you were like 79, you were saying.
Wow.
Yeah, 96.
Santa with Muscles.
Not a good year for Hogan. Well, of course, you could tell he was a bad actor by watching wrestling. So,
I mean, wrestling is weird because it has this very specific kind of acting.
Yeah.
That obviously lends itself to some kind of skill because The Rock he's He's not a bad actor.
Mhm.
Not a great actor. He's kind of somewhere in the middle.
Yeah. He was
Although-
good. I mean, that's why he was entertaining in WWE.
Yeah,
Like,
have you seen the latest, what is it? Hobbs and Shaw,
oh gosh,
the
no,
Fast and the Furious thing?
no.
That was very bad. I
Oh,
mean, I guess I
I
should have expected a spin-off of Fast and the Furious 11 to
I
be
can confidently
a
say
bad
I've
movie.
never seen a Fast and Furious because the previews never did. I was like, it's just people like driving cool cars.
It
And
changes a lot, though.
no.
It goes from street races to
Street
just
fighting.
really crazy, bizarre stunts with all kinds of things.
Do
And
they
one of
curve
them,
the bullet?
no, not quite
Remember-
that bad, but
Remember that whole movie? What was that?
Wanted.
Yeah, you could curve. It was a whole movie. It was terrible.
Yeah. I guess they don't know how physics works, but
There's another one with Christian Bale that Equilibrium. That movie, my brother was like, "You got to see this movie." They made a martial
Yeah.
arts with guns, and I was like, "That
Martial
sounds
arts.
horrible." And it was like it was the longest.
that's just every
garbage
John Woo movie. Every John Woo movie is just martial arts with guns.
He's literally like Michael Bay but good. John Woo. So because
We're gonna have to change the second episode to not directors, but
Oh, yeah,
something
sorry.
else.
that's fine. John
uh,
Woo was phenomenal back in his day.
yeah, I mean, when it seems like you can really only go so far with martial arts with guns movies. Eventually, people kind of get tired of the, I guess,
Yeah.
genre.
I feel like we were figuring camera work out like in the 90s, and that's why there's so many like really awesome. That's why like Face Off, it's one of my favorite movies, but I mean the camera work in that was like, stellar. The movie, like the mirror scene and everything was just kind of
Mirror
neat.
scene.
You
I'm trying to remember.
Like
I might have
Face
to go
Off,
watch that movie again.
It's Nicolas Cage, John Travolta, and they're standing on this, like they're both facing a mirror or whatever.
Yeah.
Like on either side, and they're like, "We'll have to end it all," and they like shoot the mirror. It's kind of
Wow.
neat. And
The, the symbolism.
yeah, it was pretty deep. But of course, I feel like if I watched it today, I'd be like, "This is the worst movie I've ever seen in my life." Because like The Matrix, I don't think any of those movies survived the test of time. They were the best when they came out, but like now it's just
they
they didn't make it.
I don't think so.
No. What are you
I'm
gonna
sure
do?
people would disagree, but it seems like they're stuck in the 90s, which I guess is where they should stay.
Yeah, they were pretty cool then.
Yeah, it was cool.
Well, I think we're out of time.
no, I want to talk more about it. What about Harrison Ford?
Good actor. I'll give him
Good.
that. Like he took a while to find his legs. I mean, think about the first time actors, because look at Harrison Ford. He wasn't. His acting in the first movie as Han Solo was horrible.
Yeah,
I feel like he got a little bit better, but then look, Lucas also did Indiana Jones, and Harrison Ford was great in those. So I don't know, but that's again more director stuff.
The thing about it is that a lot of people from Star Wars got stuck in the roles from Star Wars. Harrison Ford did not.
No, yeah, he was lucky enough to have like two big names. Like he was Han Solo and Indiana Jones, which was
but
just
even with
Han Solo on the Earth. So,
but even that, he did a lot of other things like Patriot Games. That I think he played Jack Reacher at some point.
did he? Air Force One. That's a good one.
Air Force One. Yeah, so he played a bunch of different. I mean, they may not be super big roles, but he didn't get just stuck in Star Wars.
You get okay. Well, he was also in The Fugitive, which was great.
Fugitive.
Yeah, that was a great movie. I feel like he's a good actor and he can do a ton of different stuff. The one I was going to say is probably like the best actor on the market today. Not that we're buying actors, but I think it's Johnny Depp. In my opinion,
I
think Johnny Depp can like do anything.
I think he's just too weird.
He's weird, but like every role that he's in, it always takes me a minute to like recognize that that's Johnny Depp. Like I feel like he knew that really well. The only time like was probably that I've been like, oh my gosh, that's so and so, was like halfway through Tropic Thunder when I realized that Les Grossman was Tom Cruise. I was like, no way, that's Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise's best role
It
ever.
Is. He will never do better
Ever.
than Tropic Thunder. Who's a key grit? Hit that guy in the face. It was great because I went to see it with my family, and I feel like it all hit us at the same time that was Tom Cruise. And
Yeah.
it was just a great moment. We were like, no way. So,
Yeah, because I didn't even think of it being Tom Cruise.
No, yeah,
Because
some random guy. Like,
of course
you
he
weren't
had
expecting
like
Tom
hairy
Cruise.
hands, and I think he was bald, like half bald.
Yeah, and they gave him like a big gut and stuff. Like, it didn't look like him at all.
Yeah.
So, but he nailed that one. That was like the start of Robert Downey Jr.'s comeback. Wait, or was Iron Man before Tropic Thunder?
I want to say that was after Iron Man.
Yeah. But it was like Robert Downey Jr. is back. That was a really good role for him.
What about Michael Caine?
Michael Caine. He's always Michael Caine. Like,
I mean, you can't get over the voice.
It's his voice. He's a great actor. But like, if you look at like Michael Caine as Alfred versus Michael Caine as Austin Powers' dad, like, it's the same role. You know.
So apparently, a word for bad acting, for people who overact, it's called a ham actor.
Oh.
Just in case you're wondering.
A ham actor. Well, he's a ham actor, he is.
Yeah. So if you ever want to describe an overactor, you just call him a ham.
Oh, I wonder if that's why people say that. I feel like I've heard that before. Oh, you're such a ham. No, they're not calling you fat. They're just saying you're a bad actor. Like, and if you're not acting, you're just a bad person. Good to know.
You know, one thing is
Shut up, Grandma.
I think one person who's probably the best actor on the market is probably Christian Bale, maybe. I think that he's willing to do whatever it takes to make a role work.
Yeah, he was a phenomenal Batman. I can't fault him for that. But then he was like
except for his Batman voice. That was
But now everyone's doing it. Say what you want.
Yeah, I'm Batman. Yeah.
It's like, it's the key for Batman. Even Ben Affleck did it. And he was the worst Batman of all time.
I thought they gave him like a voice modulator.
Oh, it was something like that.
Which made more sense. I feel like that would make more sense as Batman.
They kind of alluded to him having a voice modulator, didn't they, in the Christian Bale series?
I don't think so. I think that was just him going.
Maybe we made that up to make ourselves feel better.
Probably.
I don't know. But I mean, that was an excellent movie, and he did really good in that. I liked him in the Terminator movies. But the thing is, like, ruins actors for me, and it's probably not fair to judge them on this, but like personal life, like Christian Bale going off on that lighting guy and being like, "You are so unprofessional."
Oh yeah, on Terminator 9 or whatever.
It's like, come on, dude. I mean, the guy made a mistake. Why don't you relax?
I think that's why everybody likes Tom Hanks so much, is because he's not a jerk.
Oh no, he's like, I was reading stories of like Tom Hanks, like just his personal life and stuff he does when people are doing like the Hollywood Walk of Fame or whatever, and they go up and see the Hollywood sign, and he's just like stopped and was like, "Met anybody famous?"
How is it that you can get as famous as Tom Cruise is and not be full of yourself? I'm glad that it's possible.
So Tom Cruise.
Tom Hanks, not Tom Cruise. Definitely not Tom Cruise.
All about the cruise.
The cruise.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I don't know. Like, some actors are able to do it and they're totally down to earth and cool. Then some actors are like, they're so weird, they act like they don't even care. And it's like, you care.
Well, I just think that some people just think that they're way more important than they are. I mean, being an actor and you know, everybody is, asking for your autograph and, fawning over you. I guess it tends to build up your ego to the point where you think that you're better than everybody else.
Maybe.
But somebody like Tom Cruise, like one of the most famous people probably on the planet, is still a reasonably good person.
You keep saying Cruise. It's upsetting me.
Tom Hanks.
No,
the,
that's fine.
the good Tom.
Yeah.
I should be
The good
saying
Tom.
Tom Hanks. Yes, the good Tom, not the bad Tom.
Because I like, you think of like interviews with like Johnny Depp, where it's just like, hey, and he's like, I don't even watch my movies. It's like, yes, you do. If I made a movie, like, I try to be humble, but if I made a movie, I'd watch it a lot. Like, I mean, like, this is my favorite part. Because, okay, you think of a movie like Star Wars. There's no way that you're an actor in Star Wars and have any concept of what's going on until you watch the movie. Like, it's all like blue green screen. Like, it's not,
That's what would
like,
be interesting about.
We were in a giant room with a bunch of other people. We were like hitting sticks and stuff, but I don't know what we were doing. So.
Yeah, imagine being in which one was it? It was the Pirates of the Caribbean with was it Dead Man's Chest? I think it was Dead Man's Chest. Most of those guys were just green screen. Like
Davy Jones.
Davy Jones was basically the actor, but everybody was wearing like green screen suits and the whole ship was like green screen. How do you act like that?
I don't know. I mean, and that's
how do you still make sense in your acting if you have nothing to base your acting off of?
Well, so yeah, I was watching like one of those like Star Wars specials, and like Lucas was insane about stuff, and he actually made like Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor come back and do the last fight scene again, like 6 months after they had done it. So he made them come back to Australia and do it. And they were like, no, or whatever. But the whole thing is just like literally like there's nothing in there. Like there was this like shaped thing that they were like fighting on, but I mean, how do you know? And if I would. Oh, this is going into next week, so I don't want to say. But like, how do you take no direction and something like that? I'd be like, I need to know what's going on. Like,
yeah. Well, I think from a director's standpoint, it seems like more of you just have this vision in your head, and what you see on this little view screen, has to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see that you can see that through the green screen and stuff.
Yeah.
But with being an actor, you are trying to emote from reactions to things.
Yeah.
And if you can't see those things because they don't exist yet, how do you react to that?
Yeah, and
just imagine it, I guess.
Because I don't know if like that. I mean, especially in like a franchise like Star Wars, like watching all the behind the scenes stuff, like Lucas picked like each alien specifically, and like he was like he could take apart all the drones on set and reassemble them. Like he had his hands in everything. But like I don't know if the actors like got any of that. Like, if they were like, okay, it's like, oh, you're talking to blah 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 alien, be like, are they tall? Like what am I doing? What do you mean?
Yeah, what do you do if they're gonna make it up in post production? How do you like you're reacting to a giant monster in this little and it's instead in post production they make it this little tiny thing.
I'm not an actor at all, but the phrase "we'll fix it in post" would definitely send up a red flag that like I should probably bail on this project. Like, what does that
Not if
mean?
you're Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, now Nicolas Cage would be like, whatever.
Nick, don't bail.
He's probably shooting 2 or 3 movies at the same time.
Probably.
Doesn't matter because he's a terrible actor. So so it
we'll have to agree to disagree. I think he's the best actor ever.
Maybe. If I find out that his whole career was convincing people he's the worst actor ever, I'll give him that credit. I'll be like, all right, he's the best actor in the whole world.
Like he comes out on his deathbed like, surprise!
It was
all it was just acting.
We did shoot that Superman movie. Here it is, and it's like really great.
Oh gosh, Nick Cage is Superman. I would love to see that actually. I think that'd be amazing.
I always say that, like especially with guys like Nicolas Cage, like I'll go watch it just to see how terrible it is. But I don't know, because I don't know. I don't think he could do the Tiger King's voice, and I really wanted somebody that could like actually do the voice. I wonder if he's even going to try, or if he's just not at all. Like, he's just going to be like, yeah, I just didn't do the accent. Like, what was that movie that Tom Cruise was in? Like Valkyrie. You know, they're in Germany. You know, and most of them don't even have German accents or anything. You know, it's like, well,
Yeah, I think if you're doing a historical movie, you should have some maybe historical things in your movie, like
it was
German people being German.
like, yeah, it was like Tom Cruise was like, nah, I'm not doing it.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna be Tom Cruise, and you know, everyone else can be German.
I just can't ever get past his front tooth. Have you noticed that?
No,
He
I
has
haven't.
one tooth in the middle.
You've ruined me now.
Just watch any Tom Cruise movie. He has one tooth in the middle,
Hmm.
one front tooth right in the middle, and then the rest of his teeth surround that.
You know what's wrong with his career, and it's not Scientology. That's a big one. It's that
Tell me more, please.
he kept going with the Mission Impossibles. It was like, dude, stop! Like, you're not James Bond. You can't just keep doing movies.
You
Those
can't
also
tell
need to
Tom
stop.
Cruise that though.
Let's stop the James Bond movies. You know, it's over.
Yeah.
We had enough of them.
The only James Bond to me is what's his name? Anyway. Wow. Blew that one.
Sean Connery.
Sean Connery.
You know, but the only one that I recognize, like from my generation, is Pierce Brosnan, because I was like, dude, he looks like Bond. Like, I always like relate his face to but GoldenEye,
Such a
the video
bad Bond
game,
though.
was really good. So I give him credit for that. I don't know why, but it's a really great game.
All right, speed round.
All
I'm
right.
going to give you actors. You tell me if they're good or bad, and
Okay.
maybe why.
All right.
Quickly. All right, Keanu Reeves.
Oh, bad. I have to give you a reason.
Bad?
How many movies has he done where you have to plug something in the back of his head? I'll tell you. All the Matrix, Johnny Mnemonic. I was like, we're just doing the Matrix again, man.
Yeah, pretty much.
I've heard John Wick is good, but I don't know.
I watched the first two. I mean, it's a cool action flick. It's a shoot 'em up. So, Jennifer Lawrence.
I love Jennifer Lawrence, but okay, I may be biased on Jennifer Lawrence, but I feel like she is a good actor, an actress. So, the X-Men movies weren't her fault.
They weren't.
Yeah, she didn't like. I saw an interview where she didn't even know her character's name from the X-Men series, but like, look at franchises that she's been. I feel like she made a name for herself. So.
Yeah. I mean, she did.
I mean, she played great roles in all of the bow and arrow movies.
Hunger Games.
Tropic Hunger.
Tropic Hunger.
Yeah, Hunger Games. She was great in those. So.
All right, Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, I don't know. Something about Mary, but again, that was a movie I liked because of like. And still, I don't know if it was Cameron Diaz was like funny in that, because she was just a normal role.
I feel like Cameron Diaz is kind of one of those people again who plays themselves and everything.
Yeah,
I think she just plays herself as other people. Like,
I love the Charlie's Angels movie with Lucy Liu and Drew Barrymore and Cameron Diaz. I did, but again, like that was because I was a teenager when this came out, and I was like, oh, they're cute. So no, I don't think she's good. I mean, she's decent. I don't think she's bad.
Yeah. Forrest Whitaker.
Oh, he's the dude. He was in. Wasn't he in Phenomenon?
I don't know.
I thought that was Forrest Whitaker. Let me look him up. I need to see his
Whitaker he's got a lazy eye. That makes sense.
Well, I guess we got to stick together. Yeah, he was in Phenomenon. I think he's a good actor. Yeah, I think he could do it. He could play Randy Jackson in like a documentary or something.
I'll take it. We should do that. Who's playing Simon Cowell?
He's a good actor. Wait, that Crisley guy. Whatever the guy's name is it John Crisley? Whatever.
I don't know.
Forrest Whitaker, wasn't he in
He was in the I think he was in Rogue One, wasn't he?
He might have been. I'm just looking. Let's see. The Butler. He was in The Butler, and that was an amazing movie. If you've never seen it, it was awesome.
Was that about the being the White House butler?
Yeah, like he was.
Yeah,
the
that was a
butler
really
in the
good
White
one.
House. It was an
And
excellent movie.
depressing.
Yeah, it totally was. But
Jake Gyllenhaal.
he was good in the recent Spider-Man. That was him, right?
Spider-Man?
Wasn't he in Spider-Man?
Jake Gyllenhaal? I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm thinking of somebody else.
You are thinking of somebody else.
Was he in My So-Called Life? I don't know. What's he been in? I know his face. Sorry, Jacob Benjamin Gyllenhaal.
Benjamin?
Yeah, I think he was in the Spider-Man movie, the last one.
I don't think so.
Well, who was that guy?
What do you mean, the
Was-
guy who played Spider-Man?
Spider-Man. Hang on. Spider-Man: Homecoming? No, he was like the villain.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
good.
you're right.
You're making me feel crazy.
Not, I was thinking Magneto, but it's no.
No,
Um,
that's Gandalf.
um,
Yeah, I would say that I thought he did really well in that role. So I can't say what other movies he was in, but based on that one role, he's all right.
let's see. Who else do I want to put you through the ringer on? I don't know. I got nothing. What about me? You want to give me
You're a pretty good actor. Yeah, you can do it. We dressed up as Star Trek characters at one time. You did fine. It was just a picture. It's not like we were acting, but I think you're pretty good.
I mean, I try.
William Shatner. That's a good one to ask. Because obviously, like Patrick Stewart, yes, phenomenal. The guy's like stage actor. He could play anything.
I'm going to go ahead and say bad.
Yeah, I think he's bad too.
I think he's just bad.
Yeah.
I think he's charismatic and
Mhm.
I'm sure he has a skill, but I don't see what all the hype is about William Shatner.
Yeah, I mean, when someone can play a role, I think, well, not better. I won't say better. But, you know, for instance, Chris Pine did, you know, Captain Kirk, and like even like talked like, what's his face? Shatner. I felt like he was
Just
a better Shatner.
stopping
Shatner.
every couple
words. I feel like he did that. He was better at being William Shatner than William Shatner is. So, and like, what really has Shatner been in? Like, well, he had a sitcom for a while. Not a sitcom, but
he was in Miss Congeniality.
Yeah, he was in those movies.
Which he played William Shatner.
Yeah, I can't really remember
basically
him in anything else that was. I mean, he's an awful musician. Except the album he did with Ben Folds, that was okay. I mean, okay, I say he's bad, but I really like all this stuff because it's really terrible. So I don't.
Yeah, what I don't
Rocket
see
Man
how he's been in the spotlight for so long.
Because he's like really forced it. Did you ever see him like being so mad that Leonard Nimoy was going to come back as Spock in the new movies and he couldn't? He was like, he was furious. You know, they were like, "Well, you died. Like Spock didn't die. You died."
Spoiler
alert!
You
could just no, you haven't seen it by now. That movie came out in 2009. Sorry for spoiling that 11-year-old movie. Well, yeah, he was just like, "Well, it could be like a transporter accident," and blah blah blah. And I was like, "Well, they did that with Scotty. Let's not do it again." He just doesn't get the hint.
I feel like they could do something like alternate dimensions because
Yeah.
I feel like that would play into Star Wars a little bit, or Star Trek. Star Wars.
Yeah.
I was those star things.
Well, Star Trek, the new universe, you know, because that was canon. The new movies, they're done. Like they're not making any more of those.
Really?
Yeah, and I think that Paramount is like writing those off as like it happened. But let's forget it.
Good.
They were good. The newer ones.
Quinto.
They were gonna.
Was really that was a good choice.
Yeah, I mean they had a good run because I liked the second one a lot. the Wrath of Khan one. Um,
Gone.
that was and I liked the ending of it, and it was cool. They switched things up. But it was like in general a good movie. But I think they had some like contract negotiations, but they did 3 of them and they were actually pretty good.
Yeah, I mean,
All 3, I felt like it ran its course.
they're doing
And
a
they were
bunch
like,
of.
let's just bring Patrick Stewart back.
Yeah, why not?
Pretend like we didn't make those movies.
They're
So,
making a bunch of like new TV shows though.
yeah, so they're doing the Captain Pike series, which
They're
they were
like
never
tripling down on TV shows.
well, they were never planning on doing that one, but the fans were like, that was really good. You cast a great Spock, and everyone wanted to see like what was it like when Captain Pike was on the Enterprise. So
The same. It's
probably.
exactly the same.
Exactly the same. But it's I mean, it's pretty good. The new crew is awesome, and they were in like the last season of Discovery. But yeah, they're definitely doubling down. So,
that's fine. I'll take it because
I want to see like a Klingon series or something where it's not Starfleet, but
maybe the Star Trek perspective from the Romulans.
yeah. Well, it's interesting because Discovery is in a whole new like setting now, of like totally uncharted territory for Star Trek. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with that coming up, because that'll define a lot of what they do. I don't want to spoil it for anyone that hasn't seen it yet. You need to catch up because it was amazing. I can't wait. Yeah, Lucius Malfoy's in it. So.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Like as Lucius Malfoy. So
he's like
that's a crossover.
He's like a rough American. He's
Oh, great.
yeah. It's cool though. He's got a really cool character.
Go back to England.
Yeah. Can't like handle bright lights and stuff. So I really relate to him a lot.
Yeah, he is like a naked mole rat.
Aren't mole rats naked like already?
Naked mole rats are naked.
Oh. It's like the skin.
And they live underground.
Oh,
so I don't think they really have eyes or eyes that work.
Yeah. They don't need them.
No, because they're underground.
I used to have a dog that would like get them out of the ground.
Naked mole rats?
Well, like, yeah, the moles like in our yard.
Yeah.
He'd always come in and his like snout was dirty. And he had him like, he was a psychopath, this dog.
Oh, he'd like stack them up in the corner?
No, he had them like on, like he would line them up like in the backyard. And it was like, dude, that's a little much. Like,
golly.
Like his kills for the day.
That sounds like the beginning of a horror movie.
Oh yeah. Like when he got him, he would like flip them up into the air. Like, I mean, it was like a full seal breach situation when he got him. Yeah. It was like the shark. That's the only episode of Shark we could care about. It's the seal breach episode. In case anyone from Discovery's watching, just do those episodes. That's all we want. We don't need to learn anything new about sharks.
Change it from Shark Week to Seal Breach Week.
I just want seal breaches, or just make a whole night about those. Like, that's great.
I'm sure Discovery Channel's listening in on us.
I know. If you are, like, just give us a shout out or something. Well, I think
we'll know if they make an entire Seal Breach night.
I know, and we can sue them.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know.
Can we copyright that?
Yeah, we have an official business now. I think we can copyright stuff.
Yeah,
right. Well, Blindee Beard Enterprises LLC.
We should talk about that.
We
should have talked about it at the beginning. I think you tried to, but
let's talk about it next episode. Because I feel like
suspenseful music.
All
right, go with the laugh track again.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so I think I closed it. No, that was anticlimactic.
Do you have a bunch of laugh tracks?
There were only a few. It was like cackle laughing. They all sounded the same. It was just an audience laughing.
What did you do that on?
One was like, oh yeah. It was just on Spotify. I just typed in laugh track.
Oh, they have laugh tracks on.
Yeah, this was the first time I found them. So I think somebody uploaded some. It's a little difficult to find them because I think there's like a band name Laugh Track, and that is not what you want at all. They have songs like Blood Rain and things like that. So
yeah.
But hey, if you want to be on our show, you're welcome. I mean, come on in. All right. Well, big gulps, huh?
Woo!
All right. Well, I guess
Bye.
we'll just pray real quick and then we'll say bye. Lord, thank you for this episode. And thank you for allowing us to do what we do, which is we don't even know what that is yet. So thanks for blessing it anyway, Lord. Hope everyone listening enjoyed this. And we hope that all of this is to your glory, not ours, Lord. So it's in your son's beautiful, precious, and very holy name that we pray in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Bye now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.